In this video, we'll take a look at the future analysis to get prepared for the week ahead. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm going to try as much as possible to make this one a short one because there aren't much, set up to anticipate this week. It's going to be a week of patience where we see how the market evolves to give us future opportunities, right? But there's just a few charts I want to, talk about, and those charts are, gold, crude oil, and GBP-USD. So starting with the gold chart on the 4 hours time frame, right? That's what we can see on my screen right now. So last week we talked about the possibility of price having an extended bearish decline all the way from this price level down into this area of value, and that happens though we didn't, sink deep into the area of value, but we tapped it and we got a good bounce. So this movement from gold on Friday was as a result of the NFP data, right? So poor job data led to this massive movement on gold last week Friday, which I believe you could see across all major currency pairs like RUS, GB-USD, and as the case may be, even the DXY plummeted too. So right now, two things to put in mind is that we are either going to take this trend as a point of retest for a movement to the downside, or we are going to climb up into this trend line, consolidate a little, and get our bullish breakout to the upside, the long awaited bullish breakout to the upside. So these are the two case scenarios I'm watching out for right now. And to reiterate this first case scenario, so we could also see something like this, so a good pullback, consolidation, right, followed by a move to the upside. This is also possible. There's a good chance something like this happens. But like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, it's all about patience to see what the market does, because right now there's no jumping into a sell trade opportunity or jumping to a buy trade opportunity, because you will just be shooting your darts into a dark room because you have no idea what's going to happen. So for a bearish case scenario, I want to see price get rejected from this trend line. So if we get a rejection back into this area of value, get a good consolidation over here, followed by a good breakout. So this would give me more confirmation to go short, right? With my stop loss being above the consolidation that is for the breakout, my take profit target is going to be placed around these lows, right? So this is going to be my bearish case scenario for gold. That's if we do get a rejection from this current trend line, right? So it depends on how the market opens, what the market does, how price action evolves, but waiting for a rejection from this area of value followed by a consolidation around these price levels, that's what's going to convince me to go short on gold, aiming for these lows. So that's briefly my bearish case scenario for gold. So bullish case scenario, two major bullish case scenario in my opinion. One will be watching out for a reversal, so a rejection, right? Excuse me. Let me get rid of this. So first bullish case scenario will be watching out for a rejection followed by a consolidation. So something like this, then a breakout. So if this happens, then you want to take your trade across these highs. Entry will be after the breakout back consolidation. Stop loss underneath the consolidation leads to the breakout. First take profit target will be this trend line. Then this one here may turn out to be irrelevant because we've had a good consolidation over here followed by a good bullish breakout. So this may become irrelevant at that point, right? So second bullish case scenario, right? So it does not have to play out like this exactly, right? So you could get something similar like this. So you could get a move to the downside, right, like this, then followed by a move to the upside. So it could be taking these highs across the consolidation, right? So it could come out in any form, but the point is getting a rejection, consolidating, and then getting a breakout to the upside. That's the point for my first bullish case scenario. So second bullish case scenario, we could run all the way up, right? We could run all the way up to this trend line, then consolidate, then give us a good breakout to the upside. So if this happens, then this is going to be a very good confirmation to go long. Stop loss placed underneath the consolidation list to the breakout. First take profit target could be as high as this highs here, and you trade the rest of the positions as we go higher. So these another bullish case scenario I'm watching out for. Other than these, I'm going to stay away from this chart, stay patient, and wait for the perfect time to get into that trade, because right now there's no telling what's going to happen. So we're either going to blast through this trend line, or we're either going to get a rejection. So how do you know what the market is going to do? You don't know that. That's why you wait for confirmations, which I just explained within the past few minutes. So I explained my bullish case scenario, my bearish case scenario. Meanwhile, last week, if you got in on this bearish trade opportunity, kudos to you. Now we seem to be heading higher. So there's no confirmation yet as to what's going to happen, but what I just explained is how I'm going to be watching out for my bullish and bearish case scenario. Moving on, we're going to be talking about crude oil. So crude oil, real quick. The first time we had a reversal from this area of value, we had a retest of this trend line, which led to another pullback. Now, last week we talked about the possibility, mind you, this is a 4 hours time frame on crude oil. Last week we talked about the possibility of price breaking this trend line and giving us a bullish move to the upside, and we did exactly that to the letter. So we had this move to the upside, right? So right now you could also see this level as another sort of retest, right, followed by a rejection. Now I think there's a good chance we may the bullish momentum on crude oil may be coming to an end, so which would mean extended price decline on the way into this area of value, consolidation followed by a good bearish breakout. If this happens, then you want to go short. So you want to go short over here after the breakout. Stop loss will be placed above the consolidation list of the breakout. I'm going to get rid of this. So stop loss will be placed above the consolidation that leads to the breakout, and take profit target, as I explained last week. First one can be placed here, second one can be placed here. So I'm still bearish long term on crude oil, but it's kind of taking some time to play out as I expect. But I think this may be the final straw for a bullish move on crude oil before we see those massive price declines to the downside. But when this happens, I want to be ready. You want to be ready to take advantage of this price action that's going to evolve from a breakout from this area of value. So this is my bearish case scenario. Right now, I don't see any clear signs of a bullish case scenario. The only one I can think of right now would be taking these highs across this one. So if it happens that we get more consolidation, let's say price comes into this area value, then bounce back up without getting a bearish breakout, then this could provide us with a good opportunity to go long, and this would be a bigger bullish trade opportunity if it plays out like this, right? So this is the only case study where I think I'm going to flip from being bearish to being bullish on crude oil. But if this doesn't happen, then I'm just going to watch out for price declines into this area value, consolidate, and then give us that breakout to the downside, which would help me get a better risk to reward ratio, right? Placing my entry around these lows and my stop loss around these highs, and my take profit target, first one here, second one here. So that's it briefly for crude oil. If you have questions, please leave a thought in the comment section down below. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know why as well, so I can get some insight as to how you see the markets. So lastly, we'll be talking about GBP-USD. So GBP-USD, and now we talked about last week, also played out as we expected, right? We had a good bearish move to the downside. We talked about the possibility of a retest and a reversal that happened, and we also placed our potential take profit targets around these lows, right? So 1, 2, and right now we tagged the first take profit target like to the T. Tagged it rejection as a result of the NFP on Friday, as stated earlier. So right now, if we intend to go lower, you want to watch out for some sort of consolidation around these price levels, right? Some sort of good consolidation, not just price breaking through. So a good consolidation will give you a confirmation to go short. Your entry can be placed under or after the breakouts, bearish breakout from the consolidation. Stop loss can be placed above the highs or the consolidation that leads to the breakout, right? So it could be this one, it could be this one, depending on the price action that leads to a bearish breakout, right? And take profit targets could be as low as these price levels. So this will give you a risk to reward ratio of approximately, let's see, stop loss of 100 pips, take profit of 400 pips. So risk to reward ratio of 1 to 4, which would be decent in my opinion if things happens to play out like this, right? So there are other charts with good setup, but not as good as GBP-USD. That's why I had to filter through them and show you what I can see on GBP-USD. This looks really good, so nicely set up for a bearish case scenario. If we do get that consolidation on a bearish breakout, while for a bullish case scenario, I want to see what happens when price slowly grinds or creeps into this area of value and this trend line. So if we get a rejection followed by a consolidation, then a good bullish breakout, then this would be a confirmation to also go long. This would be a decent trade opportunity in my opinion as well, but I think it's going to take some time if we're going to go long on GBP-USD. Take some time to see how the price action plays out, how the consolidation plays out, and how the breakout happens. So if this happens, entry is going to be placed after the breakout, possibly over here. Stop loss underneath the consolidation. This is a breakout. Take profit target as high as this one, first take profit target, or you could use this as your first take profit target, but me, I'm going to go for this. So when we take out this trend line, it means we are likely going to go higher. And this will give you a risk to reward ratio of, let's see, stop loss of approximately 120 pips. Take profit target, first one, approximately 350 pips. So a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 3, decent in my opinion as well. And if that happens, you should be ready to take advantage of that price action. So one of the trade opportunities we discussed last week that didn't play out quite as we expected was Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, let's just do a quick review. I anticipated a move to the upside and I got burnt again, similar to last 2 weeks as I stated in our video last week. So right now, if you're going to trade Bitcoin, you want to be very careful, but this is a pattern I can see right now. I didn't think we are going to clear these lows, but we did clear that lows, which took out my stop loss eventually, but that's why you trade with good risk management. So even if you lose, other trades keeps you in the money, right? So you don't want to blow your account just because you made a mistake. Mistakes are bound to happen in this trading, right? You don't get all the trades right. So risk management protects your capital, keeps you in the game long enough to become a consistently profitable trader, right? So now Bitcoin, what I'm watching out for will be to see what happens within this channel. Are we going to come here, get another fake out, rejection, put in a new low, whatever happens, right? But for me right now, I'm going to keep trying, but for now it's going to be a game of patience. So I'm going to see what happens when we tag this higher bands of the channel, right? Get a good pullback or consolidation followed by a good breakout. So if this happens, then I'm going to try again, go long, right? Stop loss is going to be placed underneath the consolidation. This is a breakout. Take profit target. First one is going to be around its highs while I trade the rest of my positions to go higher. So that's it briefly for this week's analysis and Bitcoin. If you intend to take advantage of the price action on Bitcoin, it's volatile. That's why I employ you to trade with good risk management. Do your own research. These are just for educational purposes only. I'm not the best trader in the world. We all make mistakes, and that's it for me guys this week. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section down below. See you next week.